Hey guys, this is Fish from Cars, and in today's episode we're going to talk about the 2024 Nissan Z NISMO first look. If you expect a GTR engine, though, we've got bad news. The 2024 Nissan Z NISMO represents more of a going over than a full rework. As per more trend, more than anything else, the fact that the 2024 Nissan Z NISMO will only be available with the 9-speed automatic transmission will likely come as the biggest disappointment to both Z and sports car fans. Both the base Z Sport and mid-grade Z Performance models are available with the 6-speed manual, which fits the car's old school vibe. And you'd think fans were hoping this gearbox would be an option on the Z NISMO. But the director of advanced product planning, Paul Hosson, says otherwise. Apparently, Nissan customer research showed Z buyers want quicker lap times. They want a car that can punch above its weight at a track day, and good modern automatic shifts quicker than the best manuals. We already know the auto is 0.6 seconds quicker to 60 miles per hour, and through the quarter mile, it will likely post a quicker lap time on a circuit as well. Still, Hosson isn't ruling out adding a manual transmission option in the future. If enough customers demand it, he tells us the company will make it happen. Modest enhancements to the Z's twin-turbo 3-liter V6 engine aren't a factor in the transmission choice either. The Z NISMO makes 20 more horsepower and 34 more pound-feet of torque than the sport and performance versions for a total of 420 horsepower and 384 pound-feet. 420, I've heard it right. Getting the power down will continue to be aided by the same mechanical limited slip differential as featured in the Z Performance, though Nissan says the launch control should feel more aggressive thanks to the transmission upgrades. The second biggest disappointment for performance enthusiasts will be the 2024 Nissan Z NISMO's 3,704 pound curb weight, making it the heaviest new Z you can buy. That's 102 pounds heavier than the next portliest trim and 280 pounds heavier than the lightest model. There's good news, however. The incremental power gain is still enough to drop the weight to power ratio to 8.8 pounds per horsepower from 9 in the Z Performance Automatic, and that figure is tied with the Z Performance Manual. It's not as good as the Z Sports Manual 8.7, but it's moving in the right direction. Nissan doesn't specify where the additional weight comes from, but Hosson confirms it's mostly the structural bracing in the front, rear, and under the rear floor. Nissan says the reinforcement, which are mostly additional welds, adhesives, and foams, are good for a modest 2.5% increase in torsional rigidity, at least. The bigger oil cooler and extra oil also contribute to the weight gain, as do the larger front brakes. Weight is the enemy of performance, but not an enemy Hosson is particularly concerned about. He says Nissan has plenty of experience managing weight in a sports car and points to the GTR as evidence. Further, he says removing features or incorporating expensive lightweight materials were necessary to get the driving behavior the Nismo team wanted. Now let's talk about the good stuff. The chassis bracing is a good indication of where Nismo's priorities lay. Most of the work done on this car centers around the handling. The car's corners, larger, stiffer traction dampers and stiffer springs are complemented by stiffer anti-roll bars. Stiffer suspension and steering rack bushing should also tighten things up. Hosson says the team's top priority was delivering a car that is fun and rewarding to drive on track, and every change was made to that end. If modifying or replacing a particular component didn't improve the way the car feels to drive, it was left alone, which is why many of the individual changes are small on paper. Exclusive Nismo embossed 19-inch raised 9-spoke wheels are a half-inch wider front and rear than those on the Z Performance, but are slightly lighter. The big difference in lap times will no doubt come down to the Dunlop SP Sport Max GT600 tires. Casing cousin of the tire fitted to the GTR and substantially stickier than the Z Performance Bridgestone Potenza S007s. The front tires are the exact same size as those on the Z Performance, but the rears are 0.4 inch, roughly 10 millimeters wider than the Z NISMOs for better cornering performance. The ride height is unchanged from other Zs. Backing them up are 4-piston Akebono branded front brake calipers, now clamping 15-inch rotors, a full inch larger in diameter than the Z Performance disc and intended to stand up better to track driving. 2-piston rear calipers clamp the same 13.8-inch rotors as found on the Z Performance. Track compound brake pads are fitted all around, which will hopefully address concerns about the Z's braking. The final piece of the puzzle is an enhanced aerodynamic package courtesy of some new bodywork front and rear than Nismo says generates measurable downforce, though it doesn't say how much. The big news out back is the 3-piece spoiler on the lift gate and rear fender tops that enhances and expands on the standard dogtail. Below, the rear bumper is reshaped with special attention paid to the corners, where further GDR inspiration contributes better air separation and reduced drag. The tail too gets a Nismo badge. The 2024 Nissan Z NISMO's interior has had less work done than the exterior, but it's tasteful. Leather and Alcantara Recaro seats with Nismo badges should come in handy on the track. The steering wheel also gets Alcantara at the 9 and 3 positions, plus a red leather stripe at the 12. Both the wheel and the seats get red accent stitching as well. Nissan hasn't announced the 2024 Z NISMO's price yet, but we don't have to wait too long. The car goes on sale in the US this fall. The Z Performance Automatic starts at $52,000 roughly with destination, so expect the NISMO to come in closer to $60,000. So this is it, guys. Concise and precise as always. If you like our episodes, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification button to all. Stay tuned.